Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I have a very special and fun episode, and I am Sarah of Horror. I review movies, TV shows, and whatever else I find interesting and that I want to talk about. So yes, let's get this episode started. Okay, so today I have a special kind of snake Hydra episode. Yeah, I went through my collection at home. I was like, what do I want to review for this week's episode? And then these films just caught my attention. I had seen them before, but it was a long time ago. So I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to rewatch these movies. So I did. And here they are. Yes. So there are two movies here. Is a bonus film. And then Hydra, as you can see. Yes. Okay, the first film is called Stanley. It's from 1972. It's directed by William Griffey, starring Chris Robinson, Alex Rocco, Steve Alimo, Susan Carroll, and Mark Harris. So in this one, we have this character called Tim. He's played by Chris Robinson, and he is a young Seminole Indian, and he loves his snakes. He has actually kind of taught one snake in particular to kind of obey and command him, like a pet. And that snake's name is Stanley. Yeah, that is why he's called Stanley. And then one day, a few men come over. They want to make a deal with him. And he doesn't like that deal, but the men, they want his snakes, and they do everything they can. So Tim decides to use his snake to get revenge on people. Yeah, as I said, I rewatched this film, and I didn't really remember it that well from when I saw it the first time, so I was very curious to see, because it was almost like going into this film like I had never seen the film before. I had like maybe one particular shot in mind. Besides that, I didn't really remember anything. But yeah, what I do like about this film is that in this film, it's not the snakes that's being seen as the enemy. It's these people that want to take the snakes that is seen as the enemy. So actually the snakes are considered the heroes in this film, which is a bit rare, because usually, you know, in a lot of these creature features, snake horror films, you know, the snake is the villain, the snake is the one going after people, and they have to fight the snakes. But in this one, you know, Tim and Stanley, they team up together. Weird superhero team, but you know, it works. I like me some weird. Yeah. They have to fight all these evil men from taking the snakes. And I do like that idea. I do like the plot. I think it works. There are a lot of situations that I find really interesting. And also Stanley, he has some friends in different types of environments. And he also like borrows some snakes and does some favors for people, which maybe he shouldn't. But yeah, that also comes back later. And I found those situations interesting as well. We get to know some more characters. That adds more layers to the film. And also the kill scenes, the revenge scenes, they're quite creative actually. And I think Chris Robinson did a really good job portraying Tim. But then also the movie takes a bit of a weird turn towards the end. And I wasn't really expecting that, and honestly, I don't know 100% if I like that. I'm still kind of going over that, and through that I'm like, why did this film take that specific turn? I can't really say if I think it kind of fitted that particular character's arc or development, or if it kind of makes sense for that character in a very, very weird, you know, not okay way. But yeah, just show someone finally just snapping, or someone just, you know, completely out of it because of loneliness maybe. But yeah, I honestly found that very strange. So up until the point I was like, you know, yeah, this movie totally rocks. Really liking the revenge scenes, really liking the plot, really liking that Snake is the hero in this one. And there are some, you know, a few like emotional scenes where I was like, no. Oh, why? Oh. So I did like this movie, but as I said, just that climax toward the ending, it has me thinking a lot. So I'm still not sure about that. But you know, it doesn't really bring down the film's grade overall. It just really makes me think about the story, the plot, the development, the characters, and I think that is a plus. That is a good thing. I want to leave a film thinking about a lot of things and just going over scenes, going over characters, going over okay, what could have triggered that? What could have, was that there all along from the beginning? Did I miss something? Did I miss some signs? Or did that just suddenly happen because of something? Was that triggered? And yeah, it's always fun to kind of ponder about things like these. And yeah, it doesn't really bring down the grade for me, as I said. Also, I really like the environments, scenes, the shots, when they're going through the river, through forests. Yeah, I mean, the country is really beautiful. Surroundings are really gorgeous. It felt very cozy. And I like the locations that they chose for this specific film. Okay, so with all of that said, what do I think about this movie? How many snakes does it get? I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, so an 8 out of 10 for Stanley. And also Stanley the Snake. It's a double Stanley. Okay. But yeah, let's move on to review number 2. So review number 2 is Hydra. It's from 2009. It's directed by Andrew Prendergast. It's starring George Stoltz, Don Olivieri, Michael Jones Wiles, Alex MacArthur, and Texas Battle. So in this one, we have also the main character is called Tim. Well, yeah, a lot of Tims in the episode today. That's totally a coincidence. I just realized that because I rewatched Hydra first of all of these three, and I didn't even think about his name is Tim, and then I rewatched Stanley. His name is Tim. Didn't think about that at all until I just wrote out all the information. So just a little fun detail in today's episode. But yes, in this one we have a former Marine called Tim. He has been kidnapped along with 3 other people, and they wake up on this island. They are chained, and they are being told that they are participating in a deadly game. So then on the other side, we have this very rich people, hunters, that are paying other people to be given the opportunity to hunt down people. But what they don't know, they think this island is deserted, but it's actually the home of Hydra the Beast. Yeah, so I mean, I rewatched the film. I did remember a few scenes when I first saw the film, mainly the look of the Hydra. I mean, it's obviously very CGI-ish, and in some scenes the CGI is a little bit funny, so I was laughing in some places. But I honestly think in a film like this, that kind of works. Because I didn't take this film like seriously. I kind of took it as a little funny creature feature CGI beastie film. So honestly, the look of the Hydra didn't bother me that much, and I found it okay to be working. It wasn't like that film Sabretooth, if you remember when I reviewed that, where we have the Sabretooth looking very, very wonky. And wonky is probably the best compliment I can say about that look. But yeah, in this one, I mean, the Hydra or Hydras, because Hydra has 3 heads. If you cut one head off, 3 pop up. Yeah, 3 more pop up. So don't do that. If you ever see a Hydra, don't cut off its head. More heads will just pop up, and then you will have to deal with like 5 heads, 8 heads, like 10 heads. Yeah, that's not fun at all. That's not fun for anyone. But yeah, we have these people, this Marine Tim and the other prisoners, so to speak, the captives, and we try to get to know them, and some feel kind of very stereotypical, kind of cliche. But I mean, I didn't really expect anything else from this type of film. So in that sense, that is okay. And I mean, the characters, I did like him. I think he did a good job actually, and I recognized him from a lot of other things. And I also recognized Texas Battle. His character, because I was like, oh, I've seen him before in a horror film. Because I just remember his look. It's like, and I was like, it has to be like Final Destination 3 or something. And it actually was. He's the gym guy. Yeah, that goes to the gym. And then he's also in Wrong Turn 2. And I was like, So yeah, he has been like in a lot of horror movies. So I thought that was quite fun actually. And then I kind of recognized him because it's been a while since I've seen Final Destination 3 or Wrong Turn 2 and this one. So yeah, obviously then we have these hunters and these rich folks who are obviously very, you know, bad people. So it's like very like, oh, this bad people, rich bad people who are hunting other folks. And you kind of know how that will end. So the deadly game turns even deadlier when the rich hunters also become the hunted because of Hydra. But Hydra hunts everyone. So Hydra, she doesn't give a damn if you're one of the captives or if you're the rich folk who is hunting the others. You know, Hydra just want to kill. You want to get her kill on. Yeah. Yeah, there are, I mean, sure, some scenes are and kills are actually kind of fun to look at because we do get the kind of ugly but hilarious CGI kills of people being ripped apart, heads being bitten into. Yeah, but for this film, it's okay. But you know me, would have loved some more practical SFX work, but you know, I can't really be asking or demanding too much from a movie like this. If I did, I would have a really bad time. And do you know what? I don't like having a bad time. So I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna accept this film for what it is, not ask too much, and then I will have an okay time, which I did. You see how that works? But yeah, the movie is a bit exciting in some scenes, and I did like the kind of final climax, final battle with the Hydra and some other characters that we then discover are like evil, which were quite obvious from the beginning. But yeah, as I said, I'm not demanding too much. Yeah, if you take the film for exactly what it is, I mean, and if you do like these kind of CGI creature feature movies, then I do recommend you watching Hydra. Not saying it's the best film ever, but you might like it. But yeah, I can't really say that the cinematography was that special. I found the cinematography to be more cozy and special in Stanley compared to this one. I mean, but you know, those are two different types of movies. Can't even really compare them in that sense. But yeah, like the cinematography in this one, not really that remarkable. Music, okay. But I mean, the Hydra is definitely the highlight of this film for sure. So I was delighted anytime that we get to see Hydra and she kills someone, and yeah, that was fun. Okay, so how many Hydra heads do this movie get? I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Yeah. So a 6 out of 10 for Hydra. Still an okay film, still an okay experience. But yeah, let's move on to review number 3. Okay, for the last and final review in this episode, I will be reviewing Sssssnake. It's from 1973. It's directed by Bernard L. Kowalski. It's starring Stroth Martin, Dirk Benedict, Heather Menzies Ulrich, Richard B. Scholl, and Tim O'Connor. Yeah, so in this one we have this student, not named Tim, named David, who becomes a lab assistant to a scientist who's working on a serum that can transform humans into snakes. Yes. Yeah. So, you know, you can imagine what happens. Like, do you think anything good would come from transforming a human into a snake in this film? Probably not. You know, what could go wrong? But yeah, and also I read that the title Snake with like 5 S's, it was changed actually because that was the original title, but it was changed to like because they didn't want to spoil what the movie was about. But what would you think a movie that is just called would be about? Yeah. So I have to say, like in terms of how fascinating or captivating this movie is compared to the other two that I just talked about, as I said, this has the least kind of appeal to me. I think like the first 30 minutes, it was kind of okay. It was a bit slow. I wasn't really that hooked from the beginning, but I was getting very hooked towards the ending. But then I felt, okay, this is a little bit too late. Because when I thought the movie was just at its peak, it kind of ended. I was like, what? But this was just about to get good. And it just ends like that. I was like, because I thought that we were gonna see much more from the aftermath, like after what happened, but apparently not. And yeah, so in that sense, I was a bit disappointed. I had wanted something more from the script because this is a serious film. It's not like made with a hilarious intent, the kind of action deadly game thing that Hydra had. This was very serious snake scientist film. Performances, they were good. Yeah, the makeup kind of charming in its way, but nothing like groundbreaking, I would say. But charming, good enough for this time period, for this era, for sure. The story left me like just wanting more. So I think they could have improved. Oh, damn, sorry, my voice just. Whew. Yeah, yesterday I was filming the festival trailer for my festival, which will be turned into short film. So, doing a lot of talking, directing, kind of messed up my voice a bit. Yes. We're also filming in the water, so yeah. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I had hoped more from the story, I guess. Towards like from the middle of the film towards the ending, I got more involved. The characters interested me more, and the situation that was going on also interested me very much. If you're hearing something like groo, 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 it's my washer. I had to wash some of my clothes now, yeah. So we can see that the first one, movie Stanley, was from 72. The second one, this one, is from 73. So just a year apart, but so different. And yeah, I have to say, in that way, Stanley's way better, more interesting. This one kind of felt a bit flat in some moments, a bit bland, not as memorable as Stanley for sure. Yeah, that is the thing. It's not that really memorable until we come towards the ending. That is the thing that I will remember from this movie for sure. So I can kind of see, where they were going at. The idea is good. It's a fun, serious idea. But the execution wasn't as good. But yeah, as I said, it still had its moments, especially towards from the middle of the film till the ending. So that definitely saved the film and kind of bumped up the grade for me a bit. So, what will this one get from me? I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. So 6 out of 10 for Snake. So yes, thank you so much for watching this snaky episode. If you liked it, please give this video a like, subscribe, and comment, of course, a snake for the algorithm. It helps me out a lot. Also, don't forget, I am on Patreon. There are 3 tiers to choose from, and it really helps me out a lot with my horror projects. It helped me get some food for my cast and crew for yesterday's shoot for my festival trailer, so thank you so much for that. And yeah, the link to my Patreon will be in the description box below. So if you want to support me and my upcoming movies, then you're free to do so. But anyway, hope you had an amazing weekend, and we'll see you next Sunday with a brand new episode. Bye.